Footballers have long since had the duty of being idols and role models to children and adults everywhere. However, for some, that duty was not met with dignity, and for others, it was met with outright vileness. This is the top 7 players who have been put behind bars for the worst possible crimes. Number 7. Marlon King. Marlon King was a footballer of some repute, playing for clubs such as Nottingham Forest, Watford and Sheffield United. In May 2002, King received an 18-month prison sentence for receiving stolen goods. King was found driving a stolen BMW convertible. While in prison, King's club Gillingham FC continued to pay his wages. King's sentence was reduced to 9 months and he was released after just 5 months on licence. King immediately returned to Gillingham FC. In December 2008, while playing for Wigan Athletic, King was arrested on suspicion of punching a 20-year-old woman in the face. King was sentenced to 18 months in prison for sexual assault and assault occasioning bodily harm and placed on the sex offenders register for 7 years. On 15th of May 2014, while playing for Sheffield United, King was sentenced to his 3rd term in prison for 18 months and banned from driving for 3 years for seriously injuring a man following a crash. Now, if you thought that was bad, how about in at number 6 we have Graham Rix. Graham Rix is a former Arsenal footballer and coach of Chelsea amongst others. In March 1999, Rix was sentenced to 12 months in jail for having sex with a 15-year-old girl. Rix, who was 40 years old at the time, invited the girl to his hotel room. The judge, when convicting Rix, said there was no question of abduction or brutal violence being used against the victim. Rix has since claimed he thought the girl was older. Rix served just 6 months of his sentence before returning to football. In at number 5, we have Adam Johnson. Adam Johnson, while playing for Sunderland, began talking to a 15-year-old girl over social media in December 2014. Johnson subsequently met up with the same girl on 17th of January 2015. Johnson signed 2 Sunderland shirts for the girl. 13 days later, they met again and Johnson kissed the girl. On 2nd of March 2015, Johnson was arrested on suspicion of sexual activity with an underage girl. On 2nd of March 2016, Johnson was found guilty of sexual activity with a child. Johnson was sentenced to 6 years imprisonment for the grooming and sexual activity with a child. Johnson was released from prison on 22nd of March 2019 after 3 years behind bars. After his release from jail, Johnson was unable to find a club willing to employ him. In at number 4 is the complex case of Ched Evans. Ched Evans was a Welsh international striker playing for Sheffield United. Evans was convicted on 20th of April 2012 for the rape of a 19-year-old woman in a hotel room in North Wales. Evans was sentenced to 5 years in jail. Evans was released on licence after 2 years 6 months on 17th of October 2014. On 21st of April 2016, Evans' conviction was quashed and a retrial was ordered. During the retrial, fresh evidence was controversially submitted relating to the victim's sexual history, and Evans was found not guilty of rape. Evans received an £800,000 settlement from the legal firm who represented him during his first trial. Upon Evans's release from prison, he signed for Chesterfield FC and subsequently played for Sheffield United, Fleetwood Town and Preston North End. In at number 3, we have Lee Hughes. Lee Hughes was a striker who played for a number of clubs, including Coventry City and West Bromwich Albion. While playing for Albion, Hughes was involved in a hit and run which resulted in the death of a man named Douglas Graham. On 23rd of November 2003, Hughes lost control of his Mercedes CL55 and collided with a Renault Scenic. Hughes left the scene after the crash. Hughes turned himself into police 36 hours later. Hughes was arrested on suspicion of causing death by dangerous driving, which he denied. When asked what he had been doing during the 36 hours he went missing, Hughes replied that he would rather not say. During trial, it was said Hughes had escaped to avoid a breath test. On 9th of August 2004, Hughes was found guilty of causing death by dangerous driving and sentenced to 6 years imprisonment. When released from prison, Hughes released the following statement. After today, I do not intend to discuss or make comment about the events which led to my imprisonment. I have made this decision not out of protection for myself, but with regard to the privacy and respect for the families involved. I made dreadful mistakes and decisions that will live with me for the rest of my life. It also greatly affected my family. Hughes went on to return to football, playing for Oldham Athletic, Notts County and Port Vale, amongst others. And number 2, we have Luke McCormick. Luke McCormick was a goalkeeper who played for Plymouth Argyle. On 7th of June 2008, McCormick was arrested on suspicion of causing death by dangerous driving. McCormick had been returning from a teammate's wedding drunk driving at speeds of up to 90 miles per hour. McCormick's Range Rover collided with a Toyota Previa at 5:45 AM on the M6 motorway in Staffordshire. Brothers 10-year-old Aaron and 8-year-old Ben Peake were killed in the crash. Their father, Philip, sustained fractures to the neck, back, ribs and swelling of the lungs. On 6th of October 2008, McCormick was sentenced to 7 years, 4 months, as well as a 4-year driving ban for causing death by dangerous driving while being under the influence of alcohol. McCormick served a total of 3 years, 8 months in prison before being released on 6th of June 2012. Upon his release from prison, McCormick signed for conference side Truro City, League Two side Oxford United, before re-signing for Plymouth Argyle in May 2013. McCormick spent 3 more years with Argyle, during which he was given club captaincy. McCormick stated after his release from prison, "I've got responsibilities outside of football now, I've got children of my own, and so I've done a lot of growing up in the time I was out of football." And number 1, first on the list of footballers who have been to prison, is Robinho. Robinho was a hugely popular footballer, playing for Real Madrid, Manchester City and AC Milan, while winning 100 international caps for Brazil. While playing for AC Milan in January 2013, Robinho was part of a gang rape of a 22-year-old Albanian woman. As part of the investigation, private messages between Robinho and his friend were seized. Robinho brags, "I'm laughing because I couldn't care less. The woman was completely drunk. She has no idea what was happening." At the time of sentencing, Robinho was in Brazil. Under Brazilian law, a Brazilian citizen cannot be extradited to a foreign country. Robinho evaded justice until March 2024, when the Ministry of Justice of Italy requested that he serve his prison time in Brazil. Robinho will now serve his 9-year sentence in Brazil for the gang rape of the Brazilian woman. And there endeth our rundown of 7 of the most incredibly horrific crimes committed by footballers against other people. I hope you've taken something from this video. If you have any suggestions about other similar types of videos you'd like to see a rundown of, I'll try my best to get those done. If you have difference of opinions about which order these crimes, I guess, should be put into, let me know in the comments down below. If you have loved this video, please give it a massive thumbs up, and also, as always, comment down your thoughts down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new for more exciting videos like these and others. Until next time, have an amazing day. Let's change the world, guys. Let's go.